Hey there, Careblazers. Welcome back to the place where we talk about everything dementia. Dr. Natalie here, and in today's video, I am answering a question from a fellow Careblazer, Karen. Karen writes, is there a suggested protocol for incontinence and sleeping? My mother sleeps well for about 12 hours a night. Should I wake her midway through the night for a bathroom visit, for Depends change, or let her sleep and deal with the larger cleanup in the morning? Thank you for your advice. Karen, thank you for your question, and here's my answer. I know Careblazers who do both of these things. I know some Careblazers who let their loved ones sleep throughout the night for as long as their loved one will sleep and then deal with the bigger mess in the morning. And I know Careblazers who prefer to wake their loved one up in the middle of the night and do a quick change before they let their loved one go back to sleep. So I'll go over the pros and cons to each approach so you can decide which might work better for you and your mother. The majority of Careblazers I know prefer to allow their loved ones to sleep throughout the night without interruption so that they'll just deal with the bigger mess in the morning. The biggest pro to this approach is that it allows not only your loved one to get higher quality of sleep during the night, it allows you, the caregiver, to get a higher quality of sleep at night without having to worry about waking up and doing a change. Now, this will hopefully help both of you function better the next day. The biggest con to this approach is that it is never a good idea to allow your loved one to sit in soiled briefs, something wet, throughout the night. It places them at higher risk to have problems with their skin, like skin breakdown and possibly even getting an infection. So you want to be mindful, if you choose this approach, that you're monitoring your loved one's skin, and if you notice any redness, irritation, or some changes in their skin, then make sure you're getting it checked out with your loved one's medical professional so they can just make sure that, there's no infection occurring, and if needed, they can give you some good creams. So for the ones that prefer to wake their loved ones up in the middle of the night to do a quick brief change, it's typically because their loved one is having problems with their skin or is prone to infections, and so they don't want to deal with that more serious issue, and they'd rather deal with having the sleep interrupted. So the biggest pro to this approach is that it will avoid, hopefully, a lot of the infection risk and skin issues that come with sleeping with a soiled brief on throughout the night. But the biggest cons to this approach is that you and your loved one aren't getting good quality of sleep, which is probably going to spill over into the next day. You're risking your loved one not being able to go back to sleep or getting more confused at night. And all of the other things like higher risk of falls in the middle of the night without great lighting and so on. So those are the main pros and cons to each approach. I know one Careblazer who is able to change her loved one's briefs in the middle of the night while he is still sleeping. So this is an option for her because he's a sound sleeper, but he does have sensitive skin issues. So for her, it's really important to change his briefs in the middle of the night. This could be an option for you if your loved one isn't disturbed by you trying to make the change of their briefs while they're sleeping. Just be mindful that if your loved one does wake up, it could be a pretty scary and confusing situation for something that sensitive to be occurring when they wake up from sound sleep. So some tips for your loved one sleeping through the night with having issues with incontinence is to obviously change them right before bed, put on clean briefs. You also want to use absorbent pads or rubber pads on the bed so that you prevent any of their incontinence issues from getting to your mattress. Also, and this is very important, if you notice that your loved one's urine changes, all of a sudden the color's changed or the smell has changed, please make sure to call up your loved one's medical professional because it could be a sign of an infection. And a few quick tips to help limit urination or incontinence issues during sleep is to obviously keep your loved one hydrated throughout the day. However, as it starts to approach night, you want to start to limit the liquids a little bit more as you reach bedtime. Also, you want to avoid things that stimulate urination, so things like caffeinated products, tea, coffee, sodas, those kinds of things are not going to be great, especially in the evening close to bedtime. Karen, thank you for submitting your question. I hope it's been helpful to you. I hope it's been helpful to you other Careblazers out there. Feel free to leave your own question under any of my videos or over on my Facebook page at Dementia Careblazers, and I will do my best to answer them. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button on your screen. It's completely free, and we'd love to have you join the Careblazer family. All right, Careblazers, until next week, bye.